Have you ever felt like you're working your tail off, you're doing everything you're supposed to do, but your bank account just never seems to grow? What if I told you that it might not actually be your fault? What if you've been following a hidden set of rules that are literally designed to keep you financially stuck? Okay, let's get into this because today we're going to uncover society's secret broke manual and give you a whole new system to override it for good.
Kind of shocking to hear it put that way, isn't it? This whole idea suggests that the money struggles so many of us face aren't just a string of bad habits or unlucky breaks. No, it's the result of some deep systematic programming, a manual we're handed without even knowing it, that pushes us towards a life of just getting by. But you know what? The very first step to breaking free is just realizing you've been following a script you didn't write.
All right, so before we can build a new system, we have to really understand the old one. We've got to diagnose the problem. So let's pull back the curtain on these invisible chains that have been holding your money back, starting with the core programming itself.
I mean, just look at this list. You can see how deep this stuff runs, right? We're told our whole lives that debt is just normal, that a secure job is the holy grail, way better than trying to build something of your own. We're even taught that wanting money is somehow greedy, or that where you come from basically decides how far you can go. These aren't just little sayings, they are the actual bars of a financial prison we've been taught to build around ourselves.
And this right here, this chart shows the huge difference in mindset. The Broke Manual teaches you to trade your time for money, which immediately puts a ceiling on how much you can earn. It trains you to think like a consumer, always focused on spending. But wealthy thinking, that's all about being an investor, focused on building. They're not obsessed with their salary, they're obsessed with their net worth. You know, the actual value of the stuff they own. It is a complete 180 in perspective.
So the consumer mindset is really the engine that drives all this programming. From the time we're kids, we are just bombarded with ads telling us to treat ourselves, live for the moment, and that happiness is just one little purchase away. This conditions our brains so that the second we see money, we think, what can I buy with this? Instead of the real question, how can I make this money go to work for me?
This question is the absolute key that unlocks the investor mindset. See, asking, can I afford this, is a consumer question. It's all about right now. But asking, what will this cost me in future wealth, that forces you to think about the opportunity cost. That $700 car payment isn't just $700. It's thousands and thousands of dollars in potential investment growth that you are kissing goodbye every single month.
Okay, so we've identified the problem. We can now see the invisible manual and the old programming that's been running our lives. But just knowing about it, that's not enough. Now comes the really powerful part, installing a brand new operating system for your finances, a clear, actionable system that's going to replace all that old, broken programming.
So let's do it. Let's build that new system. We are going to give every single dollar you earn a very specific job. No more financial free-for-alls where your money just seems to vanish into thin air. This is your Paycheck's new mission, a clear set of instructions for your money to follow the second it lands in your account. This is the blueprint. Think of it like a financial pyramid. At the very bottom, you cover your survival, your minimum debt payments to protect your credit, and your true necessities. Then you build your shield, an emergency fund to protect you when life throws a curveball. And only then do you go on the offensive, attacking that high-interest debt and aggressively investing for your future. The order here is everything.
Okay, and here is the single most powerful rule to make this whole system work. You have got to keep your core necessities, we're talking housing, food, and transportation, under 50% of your gross income. If you can pull that off, you automatically free up half of every paycheck to actually build wealth. Look, this might mean making some tough choices, like getting a roommate or driving an older car, but it is the one move that makes everything else possible.
I absolutely love this reframe. An emergency fund is not for a vacation. It's not for a down payment. It is your financial life insurance. When your car breaks down, it's not a full-blown crisis. It's just an inconvenience. And you start small. Your first goal is just $1,000. That little amount can handle most of life's little financial fires. Once you hit that, then you build it up to cover 3 to 6 months of your expenses.
All right, with your base covered and your shield built, it is time to go on the attack. This is where we shift from playing financial defense to playing offense. We are going to build a machine that actively grows your wealth. And we're going to start by getting rid of the things that are actively destroying it.
So when it comes to nasty, high-interest debt, like credit cards, you've basically got two proven strategies. The Avalanche method is mathematically the smartest. You save the most money because you're tackling the highest interest rate first. But the Snowball method,
Man, that's psychologically powerful. Paying off your smallest debt first gives you this quick win and a shot of motivation to keep going. So which one is best? Honestly, the one you'll actually stick with.
Okay, listen up because this is so important. The biggest financial mistake you can make is thinking you can just put off investing for later. But time is the magic ingredient in the wealth formula. Thanks to the power of compound growth, the money you invest in your 20s is way more powerful than the money you invest in your 40s. Delaying is not an option. It's a massive financial penalty.
Just look at that number for a second. That's not winning the lottery. That is the result of a system. By consistently investing just $500 a month into a tax-advantaged account like a Roth IRA, you could build a multi-million-dollar nest egg that is completely tax-free. This is the life-changing power of starting early and just being consistent. This is what the broke manual never ever wants you to see.
And here is the secret to making all of this happen without even thinking about it. You automate everything. You take willpower and emotion completely out of the equation. Your retirement money comes out before you even see it. Your savings are transferred automatically. Your investments happen on a schedule, like clockwork. You build this system once, turn on automation, and then you just let the machine do the heavy lifting for you.
You know, when it's all said and done, this is what it comes down to. That old programming, it teaches you to be a victim, to blame the economy, your boss, your background. But overriding that manual means you accept a new role. You are the architect. Your financial results are a direct reflection of your financial decisions, which means you have the absolute power to change them.
So, I'll leave you this one question. You've now seen the invisible manual that was designed to limit you, and you now have the blueprint for a whole new system. The only question left is, what kind of future are you going to design with it?